Hey y'all, what's going on YouTube? And welcome back to JoJo Speaks. We are back in the building, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate every single one of your views. We love you guys for watching. So thank you guys for watching. A couple things I want you guys to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do, so be sure to do that for us. Also, be sure to give us a thumbs up on this video. We'd like to see a couple of those this time around. Give us some comments. Let us know your thoughts on the topics that we're discussing tonight. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And last but not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family and friends. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here on these YouTube streets. I got my sister back here, Jennifer. What's going on, Jennifer? She's still getting over a little bit of a cold, but she's getting better and better every single day. How you doing, sis?
I am doing, like you said, better and better. Making sure to get the mucus on out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we want to start, of course. I always typically like to start with a little bit of news that isn't the best. But if I can find it. Oh, here we go. All right. So the family of Dr. Martin Luther King is grieving the loss of his son, Mr. Dexter Scott King. So we want to give our condolences out to the entire Dr. King family as they deal with his loss. And of course, Jennifer, you want to give your condolences as well.
Yes, condolences. It's sad, but whatever will be, will be.
Absolutely. And so then we want to get into some Black excellence, y'all. So Miss Danielle Brooks, who starred in The Color Purple as Sophia, she's been nominated for Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture for the Academy Awards. Now, some might say surprisingly. I don't know if I would necessarily say surprisingly, but the actual movie itself, The Color Purple, was not nominated for Best Picture. And there were no other nominations from the movie for the Academy Awards, which was interesting. But also for the Golden Globes, only Danielle Brooks and Fantasia were nominated for Golden Globes. So the movie really isn't getting too much acclaim as far as the love is concerned. Did this surprise you, Jennifer? Or you said you mentioned something a little bit earlier before we went live. Go ahead.
Oh, I want to tell everybody my business, Jonathan.
What? Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Maybe you shouldn't have. Now I gotta say it.
Well, you don't have to say it. You can.
No, I was Jonathan. Jonathan was asking me if I was going to see it or thinking that I didn't want to see it, but that wasn't the case. It's just that I was never really thinking or too gung ho to see it.
Right.
Which is not, I don't know, not a bad thing. It's
not a bad thing. No, it's just you.
But I was surprised that they didn't get way more nominations. And we do have plenty of people here in the chat here that's saying hello and stuff like that. We start off with Aaron, of course. Aaron, how are you doing? God bless you.
Hey,
I
Aaron.
pray you get good rest tonight.
Yes. Loved you on the 90 Day Fiancé review. And we had a new panelist that joined us this evening as well. His name was Brian. He was sporting the long hair. He had actual like a wrestling championship belt on his shoulder. Like
awesome.
He was giving, honey. Okay.
You ain't gonna make me watch it. Dustin is here.
Hey, Dustin. I enjoyed you on the 90 Day Fiancé review as well. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, the juice is up in here. I'm sure she's chilling in her bed, trying her best not to fall asleep.
With her man, okay. Arm around her, cuddling up, okay.
Cuddling.
Robin
is in the space. She says A Spoon Coon is here.
Yes.
Thank you for making it on in the space.
Present and accounted for.
Bianca, as she said she would, she is very much so here. And she says, hey again, JoJo Speaks in the light of the Leo. Happy Thursday unto you as well. Is orange your favorite color? I see you use orange a lot. Let's see what else.
And Bianca said during our juice talk, I think it was the 90 Day Fiancé. No, was it the 90 Day Fiancé? No. It was actually for our church talk. She said she's looking forward to our All the Queens Men review. So you gotta get him out that girl.
Yes, I'm getting all the catching up and stuff. I actually had my husband watching it with me as well.
Oh, okay.
They were having good conversations and stuff like that about it. So y'all can go ahead and get ready.
Get ready.
And Robert says, so the nominations speak to the actual performances without the albatross, oh gosh, of the entire production. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
just went to Danielle. I am surprised. Aaron says, this surprises me. I really thought The Color Purple was going to sweep all the shows. A lot of people did. I even thought that.
I thought it was an awesome movie. I really, really enjoyed it, and I think I mentioned this before. Like recently, after I had watched the movie, I saw it back in December. It was so joyful with the music. The music made it such a joyful story as compared to
Yeah.
the original movie, which was very somber and a little sad until you got to the end and Celie had her come up. But I loved the movie and the music, and my mom, who watched it with me, she's not a big fan of musicals. She really doesn't do the music like that. Although the Lee family is a musical family, she really don't get with that. But she enjoyed it as well. So I loved it, and it gave Celie more of an upside. It gave her more promise. And you get to see how she was able to glow up. So
Child, maybe they wanted her to be sad.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. But yes. Also, George Clinton. He is of course known for his funk. George Clinton got his Star of Fame. Everybody's getting a Star of Fame. A star
Nowadays.
on the Walk of Fame. Is it the Walk
Yeah,
of Fame?
it's the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, the star on the Walk of Fame. So, congratulations to him getting his flowers. Let's get into the political spectrum.
Let's.
Well, last week, Ron DeSantis, who was second behind Donald Trump in majority of the polls, he dropped out of the presidential race. Did this surprise you, Jennifer? I
No,
can't say whether it surprised me or not. I don't know if I had any expectations for Ron DeSantis. I knew he wasn't going to win, but I guess you said it didn't surprise you at all.
it didn't surprise me because when he would talk and when he'd be on stage, it looked like you could see it in his face. It looks like he just
This ain't gonna work.
it's like you could see that it ain't gonna work, especially when people started doing diagrams of how he's wearing high heel boots and stuff like that, and like just really digging in on him. I don't think he was made for that kind of pressure. I believe the people, what it looked like now, allegedly, but it looked like people that were around him just wanted to push and capitalize off of his name being so big. So go ahead and do it. I don't think he ever thought that it would get as far as it did.
Right. I have a feeling that he really never wanted to be president. I think he just wants the spotlight. I think he just wants, I think he just wants the recognition for being on the stage
Yeah.
and getting his name out there. I think he just wanted that spotlight. I don't think he really thought that he would ever be able to get the presidential spot. And also,
Uh-huh.
I think this is just a warm up for him running in 2028. So that's just my thoughts on it. But
I think he's still sullied. Like he's still I don't know. But
right.
what I would be surprised is if he become governor again anytime soon.
And I heard that recently, either the Florida's House of Representatives or the Senate wanted to pass a bill to pay all of Donald Trump's attorney fees.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron DeSantis actually came out and said he would actually sign a veto to veto that bill. So, at least he's doing something right, I guess.
Or something favorable in our eyes. That's
Yes.
I can't even say that that's right.
So Miss Nikki Haley, she is still in the race, and she's coming up on some issues. A couple of weeks ago, she was asked a question of what was the reason behind the Civil War, what started the Civil War, and she failed to mention slavery. And so, as a follow up to that, she was asked if she was in a racist party. And she answered by saying, I don't think we live in a racist country. And then she said, I don't think this country has ever been a racist country. Now, I was watching the Women on The View cover this particular story, and I love what Sunny Hostin said. When you ask a broad question like that, when you say, is America a racist country? Do I personally, William Donegal Lee, personally believe that America is a racist country? No, I don't believe that, because that would indicate that everyone in the country
Everyone
is
is
a
racist.
racist. So you can't make a blanket statement like that. Now, when you get a specific question like, was this country built on racism? Was this country built on the backs of slaves? Well, the answer to those questions would be yes. That's just
But that's what messed me up, Jonathan.
what?
She mentioned, like, in her trying to explain what she means by America not being racist, she talks about all of the everything that she went through as a young Muslim child.
Mm-hmm.
She talked about everything, like she mentioned slavery, she mentioned all that stuff, but she's basically saying that doesn't make us racist. I believe if she was just a little bit more educated in those things, she would have been able to have a more sound answer, because yes, I do believe you're right. Straight saying that America is a racist country, that is a bit of a stretch, because there's so many areas and pockets and spaces
And
communities where we all can roam free as we'd like. But then there are the ones that for sure where's that big R on their chest with no
right.
problem.
And it's not that I don't think she knows better. I just don't think she knows how to put her words together in the right way
And that's
to
a
make it
problem.
sound acceptable to everyone. She's trying to please a certain group of people, her voters in particular, trying to say what she thinks they want to hear.
Her voters that don't look like her.
Right. And it's not working out for her in a broad sense, because everyone isn't susceptible to what her answers are to these particular questions. And I love to hear Roland Martin talk about Nikki Haley, because he just thinks nothing of her. He drags her on a regular basis.
So you watch a lot of Roland, huh?
I don't watch a lot of him, but I do like to see him talk about politics.
His opinions on things.
And his opinions on things. His panel is always black forward.
Of course.
He always
that's his platform.
Exactly. And I'm so glad that he has that platform. And he's really, really energetic. And he shows his personality a lot when he's got his own platform. So shout out to Roland Martin and everything that you do.
Wait, hold on. Bianca said, orange is my favorite color, Jennifer.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
I was right. Tell me what you like about orange. I'm curious now. Yeah, and Robin says, Ron DeSantis owns the trashing of his bona fides. When he embraced Trumpism, he let go of himself. I believe that. He is disingenuous and a culture warrior. No bueno. Agreed.
Absolutely. I don't think he's right for the spotlight. I don't think he's comfortable in the spotlight. He never looks comfortable, and he never looks happy to me. I don't think
that smile is so strained.
I've never seen him smile. I've never seen his. I don't think I've ever seen his teeth.
You should see his smiles that he's had on like debates and stuff like that. Him trying to smile as people sit there and trash him. It's you can cringy. See the strain.
Yeah.
Cringy is another good word. Aaron says, "Oh, Bianca Edwards, I'm so glad to know." And she loves that her favorite color is orange. Robin says DeSantis has ruined his reputation. Yeah. He won't run for president again. He has 3 years to go as a governor.
Wow. Yeah. If he ain't got a governor spot, he might not have the spotlight to get into the race.
Robin called Nikki Haley by her government name, Namrata. I hope I'm saying that right. It's done.
Yeah. How long do you think she's going to stay in this race? Because I was seeing some political commentators saying that they think that she'll stick it in all the way up to Super Tuesday.
I do believe so. I believe she will run on to see what the end will be.
I do believe so too. That. I don't see her giving up at all.
Wanting, like, basically making sure to give other people another choice.
Right.
You know? Robert says, you gon' congratulate your boy Timmy on his wait, what? Conveniently timed engagement. Oh, he's talking about
Tim Scott. I didn't even hear about that.
Let me tell you something. I'm not even gonna say that man gay. But what I will say is, I know he ain't in a relationship with that woman. That's all I got to say.
Here's my thing with Tim Scott. I never got a gay vibe from him. I don't see him with a man, but the thing is, I don't see Tim Scott with anyone. Much like
Exactly.
Sheree Whitfield. I don't see Sheree with a woman or a man. I just don't see her with anyone. I just see her alone. Tim Scott, I don't see love in his eyes. I don't see. I don't know if he's capable. I won't say I don't know if he's capable of love because
He
that's
may
going
be,
too
but
far.
it's
But
because I believe his focuses are not on creating personal relationships with people he could spend the rest of the life with. I don't believe he's thinking about that.
agreed. I think he's focused on his focus. He's focused on his target at hand,
Yes.
the job at hand, and so he really doesn't have time to go get in a relationship. So that's what I
Mm.
think. If he is gay, so be it. I will be happy for him, and I would want him to live his best gay life. But I don't know. We'll
I
see.
don't know. I don't think he's concerned about having anybody,
I don't think
whether
so
it's man or
either.
woman.
Me
Um,
either. That's how I feel about it.
yeah. Robin says Nikki knows that her daddy was only able to be employed by an HBCU.
Voorhees was the HBCU he was employed by. If you didn't know that, South
And
Carolina.
my mother graduated from Voorhees, and I
She
went there
did.
for a year.
Yes, she did. Absolutely. Go Voorhees.
Robin says she is educated, Jen. That's the problem. She is FOS. Folks ain't no kind of honest. Oh, she's
Yeah,
full of
I
SOS.
do think she knows better. She can't put her words together. To
I don't know. I think she's strategically putting her words together for the people that she wants to vote for her
Exactly. That's exactly what she's doing.
and making sure not to say some things outright.
And it makes it sound as if she's ignorant.
Yeah. Oh, Robert says you are both too kind and forgiving to and about Nikki.
Forgiving?
I don't know about forgiving.
I mean, I guess we're kind of nice to her.
Or try to explain, I guess, in some way. Look, I still don't have nothing for her.
She didn't get my vote.
Because she got plenty from Bowen. All right, leave that there. Robert says, I love Railroad too, Jonathan. Roland Martin.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. He's so unapologetic.
Oh, she said, did you watch Roland's take on Tubi?
No, I didn't. That sounds like it's interesting though. Tubi, like the network Tubi, like the app Tubi.
TBI. Yeah.
Okay.
Robin says Tim may not be gay. I think he's asexual. I think that might be a thing.
That might be.
That's pretty much what we're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think he's concerned about getting with anybody.
Right.
I
Now,
agree.
it wouldn't surprise me if he was. I will say that it would not surprise me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not surprised by anyone being part of the LGBTQIA plus community. It's just I just want him to be happy.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna talk about his teeth nor his gums. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Oh,
Hey,
Lord.
love.
Hey, naughty love.
Say good evening, everyone. Bianca, make sure to say good evening. Robert says, did Mikhail quit or is he down to the club again?
He's celebrating his stepfather's birthday. Yeah.
So
he's good.
He's good though. No, he hasn't quit. We love him. We enjoy him. He enjoys us. He just has a life.
Yes. I'm trying to say that we don't have one. It's just that he's just a little more active.
Do we? No.
Well,
oh,
don't say that, Jennifer. Why are you gonna say that?
I'll shut up.
Put me in a depression.
No, don't do that. We have life. Roland has the Tubi segment clipped. He said everything I summarized, but connected all of the dots. Okay.
I need to find that.
All right, that's it for the comments thus far.
Okay. Just as I was trying to find it. Anyways, so Kim Burrell, she's in the news again, y'all. There was a video that has surfaced of her singing "Thank You, Lord," which is a very well-known song in the gospel community. If you go to any church, more than likely, a majority of the people in that church will know the words to that song. So she was singing that song, doing a solo, as she emphasized during that video clip. And there was a woman in the audience who was singing along with her. And she stopped her. She said, "Oh, wait a minute! No, don't need you to sing.
Hey,
I'm doing a solo. This is just me here." And then she said, "Yeah, woman in the mask. You got to let the mask use you, or something about the mask.
Use the mask or something."
Then she brought her up at the end of the service, and allowed her to sing a little bit on the mic or whatever. And then she came out with an explanation, not an apology, an explanation. She explained that, when she's operating in the spirit, and everyone else is not operating in the spirit, then you have those types of issues. Here we go again with Miss Kim Burrell. We all know who she is. We all know how she operates. And we all, oh Lord. Anyways, so I have nothing for Kim Burrell. I try not to get so upset with her. I really do try not to get so upset with her because it's so easy for her to piss me off. It really is. Like, she really doesn't have to do much. Like I don't even like seeing her face, to be perfectly honest, because it just I won't say it angers me, but it makes me tick a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So
Triggers.
yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. Her presence on my screen is a trigger for me. And
Well,
it's I can't take her. That's the perfect way to say it. I can't take
wait,
Miss
hold
Kim
on.
Burrell.
To lighten up the moment, Bianca said, "Child, Kim need to sit her wig down somewhere."
Okay, Jennifer, we spoke about this on the Just Waiting on Talk Show, but what
Yeah,
are your thoughts, on this thing that
she's
happened?
she's had so many situations identical to this that has come up and become big, and it's like maybe she tries to take advantage of these moments where she's getting caught doing this to try to, I don't know. I think she enjoys it at some point,
Mm,
because it makes her more relevant. Like
right.
she
It's just like she thrives off of it.
Yeah, because when she killed what little bit of relevancy that she was on her way to getting, she started to down the LGBTQIA, and she was about to go on a lesbian woman's channel. I mean, excuse me.
Nationally televised for over almost 20, what was it, 20 seasons almost, I think it was,
Yes, she was about to be on Ellen to sing this
performing with
song.
Pharrell
Pharrell,
Williams.
for her to, she would have been where everything that she wanted to be. I believe there's a possibility she's still thinking about that at night. If she would have just shit him. But anywho,
Mm,
moving on and moving forward. Her little explanation of what she was doing or whatever that was, none of that was rooted in Christ. These are the situations, unfortunately, that some people want to take a step away from church because of.
yeah,
I encourage those people in this way by saying this is her, not all of us. Um, and it seemed like no, it was just rooted in nastiness, all of it.
right,
And every time we have this conversation, I make sure to say, I truly believe this is exactly how she was treated as a child. I believe this is how she was treated all throughout the time that she was in church. And this is what she naturally does. This is where she naturally goes, to this nasty spirit that she has. Um, so I believe she thinks it's okay. And whatever friends that she has around her, they enjoy the kiki, but ain't but so many people standing up for her when stuff like this is going down or happening.
right, exactly. So we just pray for her, and we'll just leave it at that.
Hold on one
Oh, go
second
ahead.
though. Robin says, "Do you think that maybe Kimby thought that she would be discovered singing in the church and would cross over to get to another genre, but it never happened?"
I don't think I would go with that.
I would, because she had so many connections and so many friends in
Hmm.
the I would say worldly. Like, she was an actual friend of Whitney Houston. She was an
Yes,
actual friend of a lot of people that's high up in there, but business don't want her.
right,
And once again, it's not like people are attaching themselves to her. They are attaching themselves to her talent. What keeps her where she is now, just
it's
able
her
to be
talent.
afford Louboutins, is her talent, but she's
Hmm.
still where she is now because of the way that she acts. She
Right.
really could be a Yolanda Adams, just really
No,
known
she
and
should
respected.
be.
She should be. But because her talent and the way that she acts, it's like they cancel each other out.
Hmm.
And the only reason why I feel like some churches are still booking her as she's asking and pleading for people to do is because she is Kim Burrell and she sings very well, but I don't believe it's not going any higher than where it is right now.
Yeah.
Robin says she may need to sing alone with herself in her home, in her shower, no interruptions.
Right. That's when you ain't gonna have no interruptions. Like, what artists have you seen on a videotape tell a fan in the audience or anyone else in the audience who's watching them not to sing along with them? I've never heard that before.
But I like how Pastor Lorenzo, or maybe it was you, somebody, was just talking about if you get disturbed that easily and you're saying that you're in the spirit, like, what are you really doing for real?
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right to me. And
If
Robin
you're
also says
distracted so easily, you're not actually operating in the spirit. Yes.
exactly.
Hmm.
Things don't when you're truly in it, things don't disturb you when you are
Right.
there.
Like, it's one thing if someone walks in the church with a gun and is threatening everyone. However, if something is happening, like someone in the audience singing along with you, that
It just
shouldn't
goes
just
along with the territory, man.
right. As a singer and an artiste
Ain't nobody
with
here to show you up.
a catalog, you would expect for people who are coming to see you to want to sing along.
Catalog. All right. Um, y'all ain't
Because
gonna get me coughing.
I cannot name a Kimberell
Name
album to
one.
save my life. I sure
Okay,
can't. No, I
that's all I'm
can't.
saying. Robin says, "Whoa, business don't want her. Go ahead, Jennifer.
That's it. It is. It is.
Who would want that? If that's how you act outside, I wouldn't
Hmm.
even want that to be my friend. Much less do business."
Right.
Um, Robin said, Jonathan said that yes. Naughty Love Movement said false prophets everywhere.
Right.
She really wants to be one. Bianca says most artists put the mic to the audience because they look at that as an accomplishment. She could never be mainstream artist in my eyes.
No, never, ever.
Which is why, and once again, her gift has the opportunity to take her all the way there and beyond.
Right.
But nah, the rest of her is a no. Um, and lastly, Robin says, and if you are an artist, you just may embrace a voice in the crowd. She could have
That's very
ignored
true.
it. That's literally it. She could have ignored it.
Keeping along the same lines of the church, prophetess Dr. Juanita Bynum was speaking during a sermon, and she was speaking about the men who like to wear tight clothes, so tight that you can see how many they got down there. I think mostly everybody except for Tom Green have two, but it is what it is. She
Oh,
was also
Jesus.
complaining. You like that one? She was
Here's a good
always
one.
complaining about the way that the men shout. For those of you not familiar, shouting is dance, and so she said, why are you shouting with your knees together? Dance like shouting like a man." And then she said, "Oh, the women, y'all shouting like men. Y'all need to shout like women." This to me was a sneak attack to the LGBTQIA plus community. I saw it for what it is. She was saying something without actually saying it, coming up against the community without actually directly coming up
Saying it.
against them, saying it specifically. She covered it up. She tried to clean it up a little bit and just made it a little vague so you would have to connect the dots for yourself. But I see through to what you actually had to say. What's going on, Justin Talks Films? Good to see
He
you, boo.
said, "Uh-oh, tight clothes, they got me."
Oh, okay. You see what I see, Justin. You see it what I'm seeing. So I said this on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. When you're a leader and you've got the mic in your hand and you're supposed to be preaching to the people, when you get into what your personal preference is for what you see out in the congregation, then you're getting out of God's will, at least in my opinion, because God wants you to teach His word, not what you like to
Your
see
opinion.
your congregants wearing and how tight they are. So I don't. I was gonna go there, but I ain't gonna go there. I will not go into allegations of her sexuality. I will not bring that up. No, I will not. But Jennifer, go ahead and speak on it, girl.
Well, I don't know if you read between the lines that I had earlier on the Juice Radio and Talk Show, but I think you know what I'm talking about when I was talking about it. Okay, but
When you were talking about what?
Juanita Bynum and her um having a good number of women in her
Oh,
fan club.
I did not pick up on that. I did not pick up on it.
But that's not to say anything about who she may be or think she is or could be. At
Because
the
no
very
shade. If that's what
no,
you want,
none at
so be it.
all. Okay, but at the very end of the day, what was that? How was that? And what she was saying, how is that to bring people to the Lord? How is that to encourage anybody in anything really? That's not saying anything. Is really they like to say that it's a rebuke,
Or
but
correction.
or correction, and most rebukes and correction have are rooted and grounded in not only the spirit of the Lord but also His word.
And in
I have
love.
and love, and I have not seen, and y'all all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not seen anything in the Bible about being more masculine or feminine for men or women.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I believe people don't even want to recognize that feminine energy as well as male energy belongs to God.
Mm.
He is all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's more femininity in some people and masculinity in other people where you don't believe it belongs,
Mm.
that's first of all none of your business.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to get with them or something, I guess. I don't know.
Sounds like a personal problem to me.
Yes. And second of all, your opinion has not been placed on this earth to hinder anybody's praises to the Lord. They're not praising you. Because if they were praising Juanita Bynum, you can give instruction as to how to praise you.
Right.
But our Lord God has nothing to do with your opinion of how you believe anybody else needs to be doing things.
Right.
So, go ahead.
That's why he gave us free will to praise and worship as we please.
Exactly. Let me see one thing. Robin said this thing. This going back to Kim. She said at a Jeffrey Osborne concert, he stopped singing to ask who was harmonizing so beautifully. It was my brother. That's awesome.
Wow.
But see, somebody that knows who they are and the talent that they have, they don't feel pressed or like you're trying to get one up on me or whatever.
They
You
don't
know
feel
what I'm saying?
intimidated by
That's the
talent.
word. They don't feel
Yes.
intimidated by the talent that's right before them.
Mm-hmm.
You have the microphone in your hand for a reason. There's nothing wrong with recognizing greatness right in front of you.
Because the microphone
good.
in your hand means you got the spotlight.
Yeah.
So you don't have to fight for it when you got it in your hand. You don't have to fight for it unless they trying to snatch it out your hand. You ain't got to fight for the spotlight when it's in your hand, girl.
And when people are singing, of course, like praise to the Lord, we're emotionally driven, and once again, that song, Thank You, Lord, that can get anybody going. And I just find that odd. And it's not just because it's Kim. I don't care who it is.
Anybody
I would
who did
feel
that.
weird about that.
Right.
And
because
also,
again, I've never heard an artist do that at a function. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. And I just want to make sure I squeeze this in Aaron / Regina situation. We love them. Both of them. We have no problem with what they do, as long as what they do is not around us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And see, that's how you got to know. Sometimes you got to stay distant.
Yes.
From things that you don't believe are right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I'll do. Bianca says, because that's how you act and give thanks to people that are keeping you in business. Robin's ranting and, her whole name. She got a whole lot of R's in there. That's alliteration. Robin says, I live for how Jonathan leans into the camera.
I mean, that's just me. I want y'all to feel what I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? Action, okay?
Hey, Dustin again.
Hey, Dustin.
Aaron says, so glad you made it. All right, go ahead.
All right, so for our next topic, child, I wasn't ready. So
Uh,
a grand jury has indicted Alec Baldwin for involuntary manslaughter charges in the 2021 fatal shooting of Helena Hutchins. So I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a movie that was being filmed back in 2021. There was a supposedly prop gun that was used. He was handed the prop gun by a prop specialist or whatever the case might have been. He pointed and pulled. He said that he didn't pull the trigger, so the gun did go off. Not sure how it went off without the trigger being pulled, but that's another story. But yes, so he has now been charged with involuntary manslaughter. I will say though, Jennifer, you brought this point up before we went live, that it seems like it took a long time for them to come up with these charges.
a
And,
real
you know, that
long
is very
time.
true. Now, sometimes, most of the time, it does take a long time for an actual trial to come to fruition, but actual charges themselves. And typically, they have to gather evidence. And so I'm guessing that they were trying to gather evidence. I don't know exactly what type of evidence they were trying to gather up against him and why it
Sure.
took so long for them to gather all of this evidence. For instance, for the man who allegedly took Tupac's life, that happened back in what, 96, 97,
Hmm.
and he was just indicted last year,
Well, because he
actually in
just started
September.
speaking.
Right, but police said that he was on their radar since 1997 or 1996 when the initial action actually happened. So they just didn't have the evidence,
It just
but
didn't
he
have
was out
anything.
running his mouth and actually saying exactly what happened on the night of.
Telling
Uh,
everybody who would hear.
right, exactly, of the night of when Tupac actually lost his life. So Jennifer, what were your thoughts? You said that you were surprised that this happened.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Not saying that he didn't deserve it because it is involuntary manslaughter. That makes sense. I just because he's Alec Baldwin, I didn't think that they would do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. You thought he was protected in that way?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I didn't think they were gonna do anything. Robin says, armorist. I think that's the person that handed the gun off
Armorist.
to him.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much for that, Robin.
Latoya says, "Hey fam, hey." She
Hey,
said
what's
she
going
had
on,
done
Shay?
dozed off. So shoot, I needed a nap before I came up here too, child.
Okay.
That's all right. Um, all right. She says they weren't. Okay, what are you saying, Robin? Robin says they weren't gathering evidence against Baldwin. They wanted to charge him criminally, and Jonathan majored him. Ah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Unfortunate.
Child. Anyways, we already talked about Madonna, didn't we?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so there are some Madonna fans that are suing Madonna for being 2 hours late to a New York City show. There was some complaining that they had to get up early the next morning to go to work. That's something that I don't understand. Why are concerts happening in the middle of the week?
I
I
do
never,
agree.
I never really understood that. But I guess no, it doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, now would I file a lawsuit against an artist who made me wait for 2 hours? If I loved the artist, I probably wouldn't go as far as filing a lawsuit. I would be a little upset. By the time the lights went down, all that upset would probably go out the window. Maybe not all of it. Maybe about
But you feel it again though, because once
yes.
again, I'm pretty sure them people. Okay, another thing that I heard about this, and I think I just want to say thank you TikTok, because I promise you I would never know about this outside of that.
Hmm.
But people were saying that the by the time it was done, the concert, public transportation wasn't going. If she was on time, she
Right.
wouldn't. They would have been able to use public transportation, so they had to, use
Uber or Lyft
Uber,
or
cabs, and all
walk.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're very used to using, their public transportation up there. So I know that was really annoying. And also on top of that, like you said, people having to go to work the next morning.
Hmm.
I know that wasn't easy. And it's like, yeah, by the time the concert started, I'll be happy. But by the time I made it to my house at 5 o'clock in the morning, having to wake up in another 2 hours,
Hmm.
nah,
Yeah,
nah.
that ain't gonna work for me.
And
It's not.
this is a litigation country. We like to litigate out here in these streets. And think about Madonna's audience. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I've never heard of Beyonce or Janet being 2 hours late to a show. I found that
Mm.
really, really, really interesting. What was that for?
Oh, I was just saying, Latoya said they need to sue Madonna plastic surgeon.
Ooh, Lord. You know, from far away, her face doesn't look that devastating, but it's just when you get real close up and you see it for what it is, that's when it gets a little worrying.
And that her butt, oh child, it just looks like, what does it look like? It look like
It
pamper.
looks like it doesn't belong. That's what it looks like.
It looks like a full pamper on twigs.
It looks like a foreign object.
Aaron says, now Madonna was 2 hours late and she was done. She has done this a lot. So I think maybe she needs this lesson, as sad as it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, she is in her 60s. Maybe she do need to, slow down,
Mm.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, Robin says, Chow. Well, I was Gail King Clown and Charles Barkley about Madonna on their CNN show. Gail said, just Google Charles and Madonna. Yes, they did date. And was Charles like a guest or something, or do they have a show together?
They have a show together. It's called
You a
King.
lie.
It's called King Charles. It is called
Wow.
King Charles. Yes.
Y'all, don't mind me, but I really do enjoy Charles Barkley. He's freaking hilarious.
I do
He's
too.
like the funny uncle at
Yes, at the cookout.
the
Yes,
cookout.
absolutely.
Hilarious. And I love it when he's on stage with Shaq, because Shaq, he may not be funny, but he would sit
You
there and
don't
laugh at him the whole
you
time.
you don't think Shaq is funny? I think Shaq is funny. I don't think he's
I
as
think
hilarious
Shaq
as
is
he
funny.
thinks he is.
He's not as funny as Charles.
No, 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 not at
That's
all.
what I'm saying. So like when
Okay,
him and
okay,
Charles are there, Shaq does a really good job of just laughing at him when we know we all need to be laughing, and the other two, they just ain't gonna laugh because they're trying to be professional.
right.
So yeah, that's why I love him with Shaq. Oh
And the fact
Lord,
that they kind of don't like each other. I won't say that they don't like each other, but the fact that they sort of kind of don't like each other makes it even funnier.
Shaq and
Charles,
no, they really cool. They treat each other like big brother
like brothers.
and little
Yeah.
like brothers. Their mothers know each other, and they be and they be going to the two mothers. Well, when Charles did this, I ain't like that, and and they talking to each other.
Okay.
Amazing relationship. I might have to try to find that video so you can see more.
Cool.
Latoya said, excuse me, Bianca says, don't get 50 Cent started on that lady. Whew, Jesus. Yeah.
Hmm.
No,
Have you
thank you.
noticed 50 Cent looks like he's lost a little bit of weight?
I don't pay attention to him. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Yeah, it does look like he's lost a little bit of his muscle.
Oh, well, he might need to get back on that, I guess. I don't
Hmm.
know. Yeah. Oh, everybody talking about why they were sleepy. Okay. I think that's it.
Cool beans. So Miss Tiana Taylor, famed R&B singer slash actress, she is in the works. There's the Diane Warwick, or no, what was I saying? Dionne Warwick.
Dion, yeah.
There's a Dionne Warwick biopic in the works, and Tiana Taylor has been chosen. Seems like she was chosen personally because Dionne Warwick said that she wanted Tiana Taylor to play her in a biopic concerning her life. So,
But
she said,
look at her. She has to.
okay, and also another thing is Tiana Taylor's low voice, I think works perfectly for Dionne. Although Dionne doesn't have the lowest voice in the world, she has a lower voice than the
He can
average
work
woman,
at it.
at least in my opinion. And I think Tiana Taylor will do the work to try to get to try to get the right voice down. I'm sure she'll be able to pull it off. So I am excited because I think Tiana actually looks a little bit like a young Dionne Warwick, in my opinion,
She
especially
does.
with her short hair.
It's her face structure,
The face, yes.
the cheekbones and all that stuff. Yeah, she
Right.
has to do it.
I'm so excited because we were talking about this. I think it was this past Monday on your show.
Yeah, on Monday.
The fact that Dionne Warwick is so much more of a legend than she's been given credit for. She's so much of a pioneer. She was that girl. Like, yes, Diana Ross was out there back in the day, but I don't know if Diane Warwick came out before or after Diana Ross, or maybe around the same time.
Oh
But
no, Dionne Warwick was the first
the
black
first,
pop star.
yes, the first pop star. Yes, agreed.
Black
Yes,
pop star, yeah. Because
yes, absolutely.
Child, ah! Hey Yogi, Dominique. He says, welcome back. That's everybody I feel needs to just Google Dionne Warwick and all that she has done in the industry. She has been number one. And if you think about all the songs that people have
Covered.
of hers, like what's his name? Luther. He did all her songs. Okay, I can't say all, but a lot of his songs came from her.
Yes.
And a lot of people have covered, even Whitney Houston. There's so many
Aretha.
different people. Aretha. Everybody has done a little bit of what's her name, Dionne. So her story absolutely needs to be told. Bianca says, "I
Yes.
love Tiana Taylor,"
Me
and
too. I do love her too.
Robin says Dionne was the first.
The first, yes.
And this story better be told right. That's all I got to say.
Better be. Not no
It better
lifetime.
be.
I was about to say lifetime. Oh, Lord. Yeah. We want it professionally done. Okay. I would
And
love
I
to see
hope
it on
it's a movie.
TV. Yes, a movie, an actual movie. Now, I would not be mad at a television series because
Series. That
if
sounds
it's
like a
like if it's like a 3 or 4 part thing, I think I would like that more than an actual movie
better,
because I want to get in
a
depth
full
in her life.
story.
I
That's
want to
because we
see
haven't gotten that from about her.
exactly. I would love to see a series, maybe on Netflix or something like that. Um, Speaking of Netflix, I saw an advertisement for a movie on Netflix that's coming out at the end of February called Mia Culpa. It stars Kelly Rowland as well as Trevante Rose and that woman who plays that evil character in the Have and the Have Nots. I can't
Hmm.
remember what her name is. But yes, it's a Tyler Perry film. And it's apparently Kelly Rowland is playing an attorney, and Trevante Rose. Those who do not know Trevante Rose, he is a black actor, a very fine man. He played Chiron in my favorite movie of all time, Moonlight. He
Hmm.
also played Mike Tyson in the Mike series on Hulu. He also was in the U.S. versus Billie Holiday movie as well. So he's a very accomplished actor. So y'all be on the lookout for that. That looks like it might be a
A solid
really
situation.
a really good movie. Like the trailer looks really interesting. Now we all know how Tyler Perry does his thing, so he might be setting us up for the okie doke. So ain't no telling how good it's actually going to be, but I'm going to give it a shot.
I'm gonna be watching for sure.
I will
But
be watching.
Latoya said, "Get the people who did the New Edition story, and the people that did the what story? I would say the Temptations as well as the Jackson 5 anthology, all 5 1 hour episodes."
Yes, yes, we need a series. I want a series on Dionne Warwick. Straight up,
Straight up. Bianca
as Jennifer
says,
Lewis said on Girlfriends. Straight up.
Bianca says, I saw that trailer too. It looks like it's going to be interesting.
It does, doesn't it, Bianca? I'm because I don't I know that Kelly Rowland was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know any other movies that she was actually in. But I think because I was surprised to actually see her on that screen on that trailer. But it looks like she might actually kill this thing.
I believe it. And if it was
And
just down to looks, I think she'll be fine. Because she's so gorgeous.
isn't
Uh,
she?
I
Now I
know.
will say though, I wasn't too happy about that wig that she was wearing. It was a little wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. It was-
Not everybody's gonna love the wigs,
but that's Tyler Perry wigs for you though. So there
and
we
we're gonna
go.
leave that there. Latoya says, "Yes, it looks like it's gonna be good." Veronica and Jonathan. I think she meant Bianca.
Veronica, yes, she plays
Veronica.
Veronica on the Have and the Have Nots.
Oh,
Yeah, she's in the movie too. I'm sure she'll be an evil character this time as well,
oh, she does evil good though.
don't she?
That woman act.
Like on a Lynn
Why
Whitfield,
ain't she on other stuff?
right? Like I don't know, but she's like a Lynn Whitfield type of evil.
Yeah,
Does it
maybe it's
very
because she ain't light skinned.
That might be it. That might be it. You brought up a good point, girl, because she's a great actress. Like when I tell you she sells it, like she
Yeah.
sells it.
And have you seen her like acting normal, like her regular self?
No, I haven't seen any
You
interviews or anything.
wouldn't but you wouldn't
Recognize
believe
her?
that. Yeah, like she's just a nice lady.
And I feel that she had to be a nice lady to be able to play that. I mean, that's almost always the case when you have a bad character like that. They're almost always the sweetest.
Dustin said, "So glad you're feeling better, Jennifer, but I can't find your channel. Aaron, Latoya, can somebody bless Dustin with the link?
It is the
Bless
light.
him."
It is the light of the Leo. No spaces, spelled like it sound.
Yeah, that's it.
Correct spelling.
Do @ the light of the Leo with no spaces. You'll find me quickly. Veronica. Bianca Edwards says she was in Freddy versus Jason 2. I love me a good horror movie now. I can't do it.
I've actually never seen. There are a lot of horror movies, like classic horror movies, that I've never seen. I've never seen any of the Screams. I've never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've never seen any of the Jason movies. None of the Halloween
Have you seen
movies.
any Final Destinations?
I have seen a Final Destination movie. I saw it in 3D one time. That was like back when I was in high school.
When that big old tire did like this?
No, when it was the one with the truck and the things on the back of the truck that fell off of the
trees.
Truck. And, I think, was it the trees? It was either trees or some
trees.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the one that I saw.
Latoya said, Jonathan, David from Has and Have Nots voice is not that deep in real life. What?
Who?
Have and Have Not?
No, what
David,
character?
David, the black dude. David, Veronica's husband.
Oh, David. Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was his name, child.
Oh, I guess it's just been so long since you watched it.
Yeah, I only watch clips of that show, and I only watch it for Justin and Jeffrey. That's the only reason I watch that thing.
Of course. Even though that was that was a very toxic situation, Jonathan.
It was
not healthy in the least.
No, it was not. But I'm here for the gay love, regardless of how it pans out. And it was because it's fiction. I'm able to digest it a little bit better because I know that it's not real. But Jeffrey is such a baby face. And to see him acting against Justin, who wanted to be so intimidating, but Jeffrey wasn't here for the BS. I loved their dynamic together and the way that they actually met. I love that story.
Bianca says, no Halloween movies? Michael Myers is so fine.
No Halloween
I find it hilarious that so many people find him attractive. And,
I don't get it.
And that's okay.
It is fine, you do you. But for me, scary movies, they don't do much for me. Like I do love the Saw series. The Saw series is pretty entertaining to me. I have seen other scary movies here or there, but I don't go rushing out to see scary movies like that. I don't know. I guess it's just not my thing.
Me neither. Latoya said, but I haven't seen every single one of those Final Destination movies. I think it's just fun to try to figure out how it's about to happen this time. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I found that fun. So those more not really horror movies. It's more suspense like movie and like that.
Yeah.
Latoya says Uncle Clifford and Lil Murd is my favorite couple. Okay.
You got one of those names right, Latoya. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Oh. And Latoya also says, Bianca, which one? It was 11,000 of them. Those Halloween movies. Oh gosh, but that's pretty much it.
Oh, so you ended my show now. Okay. All right.
That's it for those comments. Jonathan, don't be sassy.
Oh, okay. I thought you was ending my show, girl. I was like, wait a minute.
I know who's on.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I jumped to conclusions. I do that a lot. I've noticed that I jump to conclusions quite a bit, but it's okay. Please forgive me, Jennifer. So Marlon Wayans was in an interview, and he was asked about the trope of comedians in dresses, male comedians in dresses, and he said that the conversation to me is silly. He mentioned the fact that Robin Williams, he dressed in women's clothes, in drag rather. Comedians in drag is what we're talking about. And he got nominated for an Oscar. I didn't even know that he was nominated for Mrs. Doubtfire for an Oscar, but it doesn't surprise me because he looked like it was together, okay? And he did it so perfectly well. I mean, I
Mhm.
think I'm going to watch that movie tonight because I haven't seen it in so many
You
years.
talking
But
about White Chicks?
huh?
What movie?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. Yeah, it was good.
Wasn't it? He brought up another actor who won an Oscar for a role in which in which that actor had to dress up in drag, and so he mentioned that for us in the African American community, it's seen as such a negative for a man to be feminized in any way, shape, or form, and that's the best way to feminize yourself is to
Just look like
dress
a
as a
woman.
woman in
Hmm.
drag. But again, we're so closed-minded as a people. We don't want to see anything outside of the norm. Anything outside of the norm for African Americans is uncharted territory, and we don't want to touch it. It's like, think outside the box, and if you want to let that check go, you do that. I'll put on a dress, while you over there still scraping for pennies. Okay, but
And also, that's another thing is that that's how you feel. I
right,
feel people are trying to make their opinions the answer. You know what I'm saying?
right,
It's
and
like if you don't feel that you need to be doing that, then just don't do it.
exactly. And I love the way Dave Chappelle talked about it on Oprah back in, I think it might have been like 2004. I don't know why that year came into my head. But she asked him, I think she asked him about dressing up in a dress. He said he would never do it. And he didn't go on talking about other comedians that did
And
it
how black
themselves.
men and how nobody else
Right.
need to be doing it. No, he just said no, that's not me.
Exactly. And one of the proponents of that has been Cat Williams, who, he goes out here talking about these other comedians who dress up in drag for a laugh. And it's like, why do you have to knock someone else's hustle because they're getting fame for it, because they're good at it, because they're good at what they're doing? It's like, it shows insecurity, at least in my opinion, to me. That's what that shows me. But if it's not for you, then it's just not for you, and that is okay. But if it works for somebody else, it clearly works for somebody else, because White Chicks is a what? Classic.
Classic.
Classique.
You
Okay.
can't tell me nothing else. That was amazing. But you see, that's just one of those big reasons why I really have a lot of respect for the Wayans brothers.
Absolutely.
And I love Marlon.
I was
Anywho,
I was watching reactions of Major Payne yesterday,
ah,
and
Damon, yes.
yes, and although I'm not a big fan of the entire movie itself, my favorite part of the movie is when he introduces himself to the kids, and when my favorite line is, "As of 0800, I am now your commanding officer." I just love the way that he talked in that movie. Like
It was hilarious.
it was comic genius.
Actually, I love that whole thing. Do you remember Heavyweights?
Of course. How could I forget? Girl, we talk about heavyweights. Of course, I remember heavyweights.
I'm sorry, I just had to think. When you think about kids in camp, I automatically go to Heavyweights.
Yes,
That movie is a classic.
and we saw that so much at church, so many times.
And even at home, because it would be on the Disney Channel all the time.
Right,
That
right.
movie
Yeah,
was
it
great.
was and Ben Stiller was so believable
That's
as an
Ben
evil
Stiller.
character.
Hmm.
Like, because I think that's the only time I've seen him in a villain role, and he played it perfectly. Like,
Ben
he
Stiller,
he
period, is
came
awesome.
he came in with a smile on his face, a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know what I'm saying? Thinking that he's going to be able to turn this camp around after these old people done gave it up to
Child,
him.
aka his daddy
Right,
and
exactly.
mama.
Literally his dad and his
Daddy and
mama.
mama. Yeah.
And I
He even
love,
had his brother on there. No,
oh,
no.
really?
No. Doesn't he have a transgender brother
I
or
don't know.
sister? Anywho, amazingness.
And the
Um,
way that the kids got their revenge on him when he was sitting in that little cage,
Yet even more amazingness.
it was everything. It
The
really
genius
was.
of Keenan and them kids, boy, I tell you.
Okay.
All right, so they had a whole conversation while we were talking.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. Justin says, I love scary movies. The Conjuring is good. I only saw the one of those Conjurings because me and Jonathan wanted to go to a movie. There wasn't no other movies playing, so we ended up watching that.
I don't remember seeing The Conjuring. I guess that
We
shows
saw
how.
one of them. Um, we saw it at the Perimeter. No, what mall? That mall across the street from in Phillips. We went to Phillips. Mall, went to the movies over there, and the only movie that was available really to watch that day was The Conjuring.
You sure you're not talking about Tyrone?
I promise you, what me and Tyrone's never been to the Phillips AMC.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess I just don't remember it, but
It was just one of those times we were visiting Atlanta. Just wanted to see
oh, you know what? Was it that same trip in which we watched the Guardians of the Galaxy, and we wanted to try to figure out what movie to watch the next night, and I wanted to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy again, and you said no, and so we ended up watching The Conjuring. Is
that might have been it.
Okay, that's probably what it was then.
And also we didn't like choose The Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
The Phillips, those movie theaters or whatever, they're really small, and the kids packed them up real quick. So like the only thing that we really could watch was The Conjuring, and I just wanted some popcorn and be at the movie. So that's just how that turned out. Latoya says, "I'm sorry, broski, Jonathan and Little Murder."
No, I'm talking about Big Teak and Little Murder, girl. Little Murder ain't my man. That's Big Teak's man from Jump. Okay.
From the prison house.
From the prison. Okay. Went back to the closet with a date. Girl, candlelight, pasta linguine, canned linguine, girl. Real love.
Tyrone said, LOL, and that's a wrap. Laughed my butt off, laughing at me. Justin, Latoya says, just to remind me to never go to the movies with you. And Bianca said, Latoya, the original, you see how he be lifting the people up with one hand. Flip me, baby. Talk about Michael Myers. Okay. No, I'm joking, y'all. He is a great villain, though. He's my fave. No, it's okay. You can go ahead and live your fantasy around here. This is a safe space, Bianca. Don't you worry. Okay. Just said, Latoya, yes, we're going.
Okay.
Robin said Flip Wilson was fantastic in drag. Yes, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Flip Wilson is?
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's an older situation. Latoya says, Bianca, the only one that was semi-sexy was the one in Halloween H2O. When he came down from the ceiling with that one hand and was drop dead swagadocious. That's what she said.
Halloween H2O sounds like a Tubi movie title.
Halloween H2O, I only know of that because ain't LL Cool J in that? I love LL Cool J. But I think that's why I actually paid attention to that name because, oh my gosh, he's in the movie. I'm not watching it, but hey.
Okay.
Bianca says, Justin Talks film all of James Wan movies. He's amazing with horror and action movies. Y'all love that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Just Latoya says, Justin, we may go together, but you will be leaving by yourself. It's not nice. Just stick around for the movie or just go to sleep. Anyway, Bianca says, see, Latoya, it's the strength for me, sis.
Okay, I see that.
She like a man's ground.
Okay, I see it. I ain't mad at it.
Bianca, I'm on the flow. Tyrone says, I'm triggered when watching paranormal TV shows. I see dead people sometimes. It's true. You don't watch a whole lot of that.
So he must not like shows like Power and stuff like that either.
No, I'm talking like those paranormal ones, like
okay.
When people are going into haunted houses and stuff like that,
gotcha.
He'd be seeing and getting extra information that they ain't saying on the TV.
Okay.
Ciao. Latoya says, see, Tyrone, that's why you my numero uno. We don't play about them spirits. Tyrone says, sir, yes, sir. Broski, they can find somebody else to do it. Oh, Lord. Find somebody else to do it. Thank you, Aaron. Please like this here video. God bless you. Thank you for doing that. LL is... See, I knew it. I was right. LL is in that one gym with his fine stuff. Yes. That was my LL era right there. That's the best one when Mr. Smith was out and he was talking about doing it well.
Oh, That song is everything for me. Like that beat is so nasty, just like the song itself, so nasty. Girl, and that
Child.
video with
Child.
him eating that apple.
Child. How about he made that video right after he came off a honeymoon?
Wow.
No. I think he made it right before, but it came out when they came back from honeymoon.
Okay.
She wasn't happy about that.
I
And
guess
it makes
not.
sense. I mean, hey, Anyway, yes, Jonathan, it's shortened for Halloween 20 years later. Yeah. Gosh, that movie is so
Okay.
old. Robin says, Jonathan's said it all. The Flip Wilson show. He played a character named Geraldine. Yes. It was in the 70s. Remember, I hit
Oh,
my triple 20s this weekend. Oh, you gonna be here Saturday? All right.
that would be awesome.
Okay, and the last one, Latoya says, "Keep licking them lips." Praise God.
Keep licking them lips. Come on, Baps. Yes. I just wanted to get something out of the way really, really quickly. Shout out to LL Cool J, but the Shade Room on a weekly basis, they post zaddies. And
Yeah.
they did a version of LL Cool J and Method Man. Method Man.
My God.
Honey, when he's on Power Book 2 Ghost, like his acting is superb on that show, like even better than Mary J. Blige's acting on that show. He's actually an actor, okay?
Okay.
But in that he just found me, y'all. And I just wanted to let it be known that Method Man is a fine man. Like the man is
Yes, he is.
fine.
Put it out there. Let the world know, Jonathan.
Okay, and to be honest, like I won't say that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Once again, please subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Please join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. But until then, we'll say bye for now. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Love
Y'all be safe.
y'all.
Be good, y'all.
Wait, hold on. No, we're gonna sing happy birthday to Robin again on Saturday.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all.